Sagittarius, this is your weekend tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, but it's for you too. If you stumbled upon this and you don't know why, if only for this one time, there's something in here that's going to make it all make sense. And this is where your message begins. You're going to get clarity and be able to finally make a decision, or be in the presence of somebody who is going to be able to make a clear decision, somebody whose opinion you trust. So a lot of times this is like a judge or a doctor or a lawyer or somebody who's well educated, somebody who is respected for the level of intelligence that they have and the amount that they've studied. This is a very balanced thinker. This is a very fair thinker. And it's precise. By the time you get to the King of Swords, this is the state of being where you can make a choice. You can make a decision. So something has gotten very clear, but because it's also part of a minor arcana, but it's the king, it's like, I take authority over my thoughts. I now have control over my thoughts. I now am the one making the decisions, right? So it's like being empowered to make your own choices, make decisions. So there's some important decision that's about to be made. We have here King of Wands, which could, of course, represent you. What's the decision we're going to be made? So it could represent you, and then something that was you were on the fence about. Maybe there was an unstable situation, maybe even financially unstable. You're about to make a decision. This is Scorpionic energy, the Death card. You're about to make a decision that ends some sort of instability in your life. In other words, this Two of Pentacles says that you were hemming and hawing, or, you know, kind of you couldn't decide, you didn't know, you weren't sure, you were batting things around, or you were going through a major shift, you were going through a major change. This can also be transformative too, but it has with the ability, it has to make a choice. So you have been struggling with something, but you're going to end it. The situation is clear now, you're certain. You're going back and forth, maybe because this is a situation where you were very attracted to somebody, or this is a situation where you had a lot of passion for something, but it's almost like now you have found the personal authority to have then control over your mind and make the decision to end something, put something to an end, and let it be done and let it be finished. This is something that you struggled with. You were going back and forth about it. It could also be a good sign in that your financial worries, financial struggles are finished. Somebody has found something for you, that discovered something for you. There's a way forward for you. This is an energy of the instability stops here. But because there's two kings on the table, it's not just about the instability stops because the universe has stopped it for you. It's the instability stops because you've stopped it. You've made a decision. You now for some reason feel empowered to say, I can give this up, I can break away from this, or I can be done with this, or this situation is ended because I'm making this decision. So what I want to get clear on is, what was the unstable thing? We have Death again. So it could have been an ending of somebody, an ending of a situation, maybe something that ended unexpectedly, that made you, or something is ending and it's making you unstable. So it's this ending. Oh, it was an ending that broke your heart. So that's why it was so hard for you to accept it, and that you were kind of toggling, because the ending really hurt. There was a lot of suffering involved. But I feel like ultimately, or in other words, you knew this was going to hurt. You knew this was going to be difficult. But it's like now you're willing to face it. There's some energy here with regards to an ending or a finality that is hurtful or harmful or sad. Not harmful, but sad, right? It is excruciatingly painful. but you know it has to. It's almost like you know this is going to be painful. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid, but it's more intense because the death card showed up twice. So it's like you know you have to end it, even though it's going to break your heart. Or there's some sort of situation where it was a situation that broke your heart, and that's what left you kind of unstable. It left you in a state of limbo without you being able to move on from it. You never really were able to catch that ground or catch that stability. It was a big change that really shifted you. It's heartbreak itself that really transformed you. And this is Atlantis energy, and that's that. So it's almost like it transformed you, Sagittarius, but it transformed you to be more logical, more rational, more educated, to think outside of the box, to not be afraid to be different or be unique or take a chance on something or change your life. It may have been something terrible that happened, but it certainly was your motivation and inspiration to change. But this is interesting because it's almost like, you know, this energy is very much this energy. It's very clever. It's very Aquarian. It's very thinking outside of the box. It's very advanced technology, advanced development. So it's almost like there's an awokenness here. There's a clarity here. Can you clarify? Because I don't really understand, God, what you're trying to say. This is Sagittarius here, but I keep feeling and hearing Aquarius, and it's curious as to why. New start, new beginning, or being able to start over again, a fresh start, but you're different now. You're not the same person that you used to be. So your perspective has definitely shifted. But this is wanting to take a new shot, wanting to take a new chance, wanting to, or being willing to and being open to. It's like something's finally spiked your interest. Something's finally piqued your interest. Because that could be you. There's a Virgo energy here. Maybe you're dealing with a Virgo, or now it's like, I know I can do it on my own. It could be also a new job, new work that's coming in for you. It's almost like a sense of, I'm interested in doing this on my own now. I'm interested in going off on my own. I know that I could do it by myself. I've figured out the way. I don't have to worry or depend on other people to do it. And then we have more independence, this sense of self-worth and value or financial abundance coming in. This could also, once again, be Virgo energy, but there's something shady. I'll say this to you. This is a romantic situation where you're dealing with a person. This person is shady. This person is a fuckboy energy. They're probably a Virgo or somebody who spends a lot of time by themselves. And maybe it's a new situation that you just started up with, and ultimately they're hiding something 100% because the moon card showed up. Now, if this is not about that, if this is really you were resonating more with the life cycle, the life changes, this is a sense of you spent a lot of time alone. You took time out, or you're just finally, it's like you finally found the courage to start new and start alone, start by yourself. And you didn't know that you had the strength, but you're also facing the unknown. You're facing the energy of, the unknown, of not being sure and not being certain, and that's okay, of going in a direction where you're sort of trusting your instincts and following your intuition. And you should absolutely do that, Sagittarius, because it's a good thing to do it. Where's this? Oh, I understand. This is a timestamp. So the North and South Node by mid-January are shifting from Aries and Libra into Virgo and into Pisces and Virgo. So the North Node is going into Pisces and the South Node is going into Virgo. And this will mean at one point over the next year and a half, 18 months, those nodes will then square your natal suns. So it's kind of being square to your energy. And what does that mean? That there's a life change for you, that you're starting to wake up to becoming more independent and becoming more secure in taking responsibility for your own life and claiming your own sense of direction and progress and moving forward and moving away from where you were. Oh, look what, I didn't even see this card come out. That's crazy. Moving on, finally finding a way to move on and move forward and figure things out enough to get out of a situation that had caused you a lot of pain. And you're going to be able to figure that out. And I would definitely say it's over the next 6 months. This is not just about the next week, but this is all starting now, Sagittarius. And that's what's really important, I think. Hold on. We have King of Pentacles, which is usually a boss. For me, there's a lot of Virgo energy here, so you could be talking about an actual Virgo, or once again, you're speaking about a boss, you're speaking about employment, because this is, or you're speaking about a person that you're dealing with that is very much together. They're very much, they've got it all together, they make good money, they do a lot, they're very successful, but I think this is more you. It's like you're getting a job offer, or you've become very successful. You've become very respected in whatever you do. People admire you. They look up to you, and there's a lot of new opportunities coming in. So it's like work or job. There's a lot of new opportunities coming in the next 6 months. You have the Six of Swords, you have the Six of Wands, and you have the Six of Pentacles. So that is maybe excessive a little bit, but it's definitely saying maybe, I don't know, sometimes that number comes out when we're focused too much on the worldly things, on the earthly things. It's almost like God is saying, don't be scared. You're going to make progress. You're going to find the way forward. Things are going to be excessively good for you over the next 6 months. This shift is going to actually help you move forward and give you opportunities to move forward. And money will stabilize. Money may have been a struggle or a problem recently, but you're going to be able to move, actually physically move, or be able to move forward. So move forward with something because you've figured it out, and it's like you don't need anybody else to do it. You can do it on your own. This is something about, I know I'm looking at the color of my hair, I don't love it. It's something about independence. It's something about like not needing anybody else's, not needing anybody else's permission, or not needing anybody else's help or assistance, but finally like moving on, being able to move on. I keep hearing move on, and I feel like this was an energy where you couldn't move on for a very long time. This could be a love relationship, because we do have, or you're dealing with a Gemini. No, something was defeated. It's almost like something you thought was a soulmate energy, but it ended up being really toxic. Like this partnership became very toxic, or something happened that really ruined it and tore it down. And ultimately there's just this sense of battle scars. It's almost like this, you had this perfect situation, this perfect partnership, this perfect connection, this perfect job, but then something came in, it just wrecked it. And now you're kind of defensive about it. You might not want to believe this. But I think you can. I absolutely think you can. What was the Knight, the Five of Swords? Can you please clarify? Hold on. We were flipping all over the place. Oh, it's the Devil in reverse. So it's almost like maybe somebody finally got a hold of their addiction, or they've taken responsibility, or maybe you've taken responsibility for some fear, facing the anxiety, or realizing that anxiety was holding you in place. Maybe you were just scared or afraid because some relationship that was really wonderful ended, and it made you feel hurt and sad. But now it's like you're coming into consciousness, and you're starting to realize how stuck you've been and how you don't need to be. There could have been some sort of struggle here with alcoholism, or like drinking too much, or being distracted, or doing things that were distracting you, or fear itself was distracting you and making you think that, oh, I'll never find something this wonderful again, or I'll never find something that I care about. It's almost like the anxiety from whatever you lost made everything else look like garbage, like you couldn't be interested in it. And then we have the Queen of Wands, which would represent you, which is finding your strength and confidence, and the Judgment card, which is all about transcendence. And so it's ultimately like you are coming to an end of a cycle. This week it's kicking off. You're coming to an end of a cycle, Sagittarius, where you're getting your confidence back after it was shaken, and something that maybe seemed impossible, like you thought it would never happen, but it did, and it made you back down. And it was whatever this situation is describing, whatever situation you're thinking of as I'm describing it, it's like you're transcending it. It's like you're finally awakening on a different level, like you've been kept down for a very long time and you've been trapped for a very long time, and now you're not trapped anymore. You're resurrecting. You're rising, and you're having a lot of confidence in the fact that things can get better. It's almost like you're ready now after you found a way to move on from whatever this was. You found a way to stand on your own 2 feet. You are free now. You are moving forward now. And you are happy now. That is really beautiful energy, Sagittarius. What is this energy that's coming out? We have Scorpionic energy. And what I said, you got the death. This is crazy. You got the death card twice in your reading. And now you have the death card again. Trifecta 3. So you are really going through a huge transformation and changing. Big time, huge change in your life that's going to actually make you transcend whatever you thought you were capable of, or for whoever you thought this was happening. But we have like the resurrection again. Can you please clarify all the Scorpionic energy in this reading? Just clarify it, please. It's like you're being liberated from your toxins. You're being liberated from the toxicity. Happy birthday, Doug Denny. And the Star card is here saying that you have wished and hoped and prayed for something. So the clarity is transcendence. The clarity is stability. The clarity is, and this is Virgo energy again. Maybe this is something you've hoped for, or somebody that you've hoped for. Maybe they're a Virgo energy that's coming into your life. And ultimately that's what's happening. And it's like, this is something that I've wished for. Now, for a lot of you, I think this is a job you've wished for. We keep getting pentacles. We keep getting like the King and Queen of Pentacles, oftentimes managers or bosses. This is kind of that energy like you have prayed for. It's that job you've hoped for, the job you've wished for. If you're talking about partnership, I think it's like you're finally at a place where you're stable enough to hope again, to open yourself up. It's not necessarily that you found somebody, but you're at a point where you can hope again and feel really happy again, or feel like, oh, I can open myself up to this again. But mostly I'm getting job, I'm getting work. Let's go to the extended, because I want to see how this comes about and if I'm correct. The link is down below, and I'll see you guys in the extended.